Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, and today we are creating some watercolor cards, and this is very easy cards. I want to show you that what I'm planning to use. So I have a few colors from the Winston Newton, and I want to use these colors. These are professional series. So I love this one. I have the small and big use of them. Some of the times I just put them in my palette. This is a really nice palette. It's a watertight palette, and then I can activate them. So most of the times I use the full palette of Winston Newton student grade color. You can use whatever you have, or you can use the similar colors like them. I want to told you about some colors, and it is like the permanent rose, and I'm gonna put that here. And another color I love is this one. This is cadmium red, and I'm gonna put, I think I have lots of that. I don't need, but it's okay. I just want to tell you. Then the sap green, everyone's favorite. You can use that. I have already lots of sap green there. I would just want to show you few colors at the same time. I'm going to refill my palette. Did I use all the colors? I don't know. I didn't plan yet what I'm planning to do, which color I'm planning to do. And basically, I'm planning to use with all these some of the metallic colors also. So I'm going to put this orange here just to refill it. And this one is, let me see, okay, this one is also, this is cadmium orange hue. This is also a nice color. And then if you want a little bit fresh palette, then you can add this color in your palette, as well as this is ombre color, as well as with this some of the blue goes very well in the combination. You can add purple in this combination also. So this is cobalt blue, this is ultramarine blue, this is oxidized purple, as well as this is emerald. So you can add these colors also to refreshing your palette, and that will also give a really fresh in that. And top of all that, if you want to make a little bit opaque color, you can add a white. The green I mostly use is sap green or emerald green, or this one is which one is that? Okay, intense green. And all these are from Winston Newton. And black for ivory black, but I don't know how much black we're going to use today, but these are most of the colors I use. I hope I tell you about the purple. So purple is Camforms, and you know what, I always put my colors in this so that it will give more life than the lesser one. And then I'm going to just close it to keep it aside. I'm using today Canson watercolor paper. You can use any watercolor paper. Try to make it cold press watercolor having more tooth in them, so that they will give you a really nice stuff. And too much of chatting, so this is like 15, so I'm gonna cut it in the 5 on this side. So I have 3 panels of 5 by 11, and this one is like 11, and I will cut it in 5.5. And directly we're gonna put this card base on something else. I don't want to waste my watercolor paper, whether it's, I hardly use the arches. Most of the times I use these papers. I go 9 by 12 also, I go 11 by 5 also. Mostly I use Canson watercolor or artist grade or professional grade watercolor. I really like both of them. And then it's ready to start the thing. So always activate your colors before using. That's the first thing. If you want to use water droplet, you can use that, or you can just use the, I'm gonna put it aside, or you can just use these kind of bottles to activate them. These are my brushes. This one is the angular brush. This is Preston. Most of these are Preston and silver line brush, and some of the round brush, True 1, 3, and you can use the, this is the flat brush. It's a 6. It's the super shader and Preston art series number 6. I will put all these in the numbers and everything while taking the photograph. One pencil and this. So if you need a pencil, go ahead and use your pencil. Now here I'm planning to make one heart shape. You can easily make a heart shape if you have any kind of heart shape theme with you, and if you don't have heart shape, you can just create your own heart by just cutting the paper. I'm gonna show you how I did it. So you can take any rough paper with you, and then according to your shape. Now this one is like 5 by 5.5. So which one is looking good? I'm just putting my paper there before folding. So this technique you can use for any shape you have. Doesn't matter how big or small you are creating your card or any kind of project. Then I'm just drawing this shape very free-handedly, and then I will just cut down Now here you can adjust the small or big according to your choice. You can just open it and see whether it is looking good on your paper or not, and I think I'm pretty satisfied with it. And then I will just give a little bit of small kind of outline, you can say, not much, and then just I have an idea that where it should be left. We're gonna use this for another card also, and then I'm just gonna erase it. Still I can see those marks, and but it's very subtle, because when you do the watercolors, they're gonna just see through your watercolors. So we are good. I have 2 water jars with me, and one of this brush holder, as well as this rag to clean the brush. At the same time, I have few colors. So these are the colors from Color Theory. These are the, oh my god, they came out, I didn't know. So these are dried, maybe that's why they came out. But these are the colors, you can say. These are very oh, I put it wrong way. Okay, shimmery colors, you can use those. You have option of using Cotman series by Vincent Newton also, or you can use the Ganshi to portray Tombi. I have lots of them, and I didn't use some of them yet, but you can use this. So we can use this in this palette also if you don't have exactly the Color Theory one. And I will activate these also, just adding little bit of water droplet to them, and I'm gonna put them aside. Here I'm choosing my angular brush first, taking excess water out, and then we're gonna start the painting. So here plan is that we will create some flowers, as well as the, so now I will start from this side. I decided that I will not speed up this time the process, so that you guys can see what exactly I'm doing. And I make a lots of blob there, which I should not, but I made it, and it's okay. And there is no plan. I don't know these flowers exist or not. I'm just making them. Here I use that pink shade, which I loved so much, and then I'm adding a little bit of red in this. Can add, and then, so now this side I make a flower, so I just want to balance little bit, so I'm gonna add little bit of them on this side also. So if you ask me, did you see these flowers, I will say no, I don't know these are existed or not. But sometimes you can take a reference and do exactly the flowers you see, and sometimes you don't have to do that. You can just make things happen for you. So now I can do this with a round brush. Yes, of course, I'm gonna show another technique with the round brush also, but for particularly this one, I'm planning to do everything in the, just adding a little bit of purple there. If I add it when it's wet, it's gonna mix really nicely. If I add it afterwards, it will give me a little bit of harsh lines. And then I'm gonna just so I'm just creating some kind of dots kind of here, so that I can join those here. I want a little bit balance here, and I just want to add a little bit of yellow to create that balance, and then I will add the shades of green also. If you're doing loose watercolor, you don't have to be very perfect about your colors and your flowers. You have to just create a cluster, and that will work for you. Now here, if you want to add a different color, like if I want to add a tinge of orange or red, then I can just add a line with a little bit of it. And if you're not very sure about the brush shape, you can go ahead and use the small brushes for this kind of stuff, like these liner brushes will do, and small 00 or 000 brushes will also do for this kind of work. But I'm just challenging myself to do all of this particularly in this one brush, and then we will go for the next one with the another brush. So I will not speed up the process, just because I want you guys to do with me whatever I'm doing. So here I'm just creating all of this color from my palette, Watercolor palettes are never dirty. You can use every bit of it. And then I'm planning to make some lines here with these flowers. Maybe I'll add more flowers afterwards. And then now here you can create a two-tone colored leaves also. But this paper is not too big, and we are not creating very big things, so I don't know how much big leaves we have proportionately. So now you can see how we will create. Now every time I pick the color, I try to make different shade of green, so that the cluster is having all kind of greens. I can create some swirls also if I want. And then by just putting the brush here, how much you are putting, you will get, I can zoom out a little bit so that you can see what exactly I'm doing. I'm gonna put all this stuff a little bit away. So here again, I'm just putting small amount of my brush tip. I'm not putting the full brush there, so that here I'm using just a tip. So these kind of small strokes we can create with the just putting this tip. Now I want a different shade of green and by the way, if you don't have different shades of green, what you can do, you can add a little bit of blue in all of your greens and yellows, and try to mix different greens so that you will get that different looks of green. Here I just thought that big petal will do. These are the last minute cards. You don't need much things for this. I will show you more cards in upcoming video with the round one also, so make sure to watch the full series. Now here I'm just getting that heart shape done. Now you can see that we have that heart shape here, but not fully. Now I'm gonna just wash the brush, rinse off the water, and then I'm just putting the full yellow color in this brush, fully loaded with the yellow color, and then I will grab just a bit of green in the tip of it. So I will get the yellowish. If you see that it's not that prominent, that it's not much changing, but still it's giving the different shades of green here. Now we will go on again on these with the different layers of the greens, so it will give us a tone and tone effect. Just for creating this, remember that you have the first shade little bit darker, not lighter, and then the second shade you can create more darker, because otherwise they're gonna mix together and it will not show up. And just give a little bit time to dry, because otherwise that two colors will just got blend. So here we just do these. So now I'm just putting a little bit here, but I will not put colors on these. I'm gonna wait for some time them to dry, and you can see here the brush strokes. So in this way we are creating just a small heart kind of shape. Now if you say that is it for a Valentine, I will say that you can go ahead and use these for any other occasion. Now I will add a little bit is this emerald color here. Now here we can add a little bit of blue also to get that kind of green. And now it's already dried. If it's not dried, you can add your dryer machine to dry it. And then I'm just adding another. Now you can see that the shade is different here, so that's why it will look very nicely through it. As well as I'm not putting these leaves on the same place, I'm just putting them on the different place, so that it will create that kind of illusion of having them one another. That is the other thing. And you know, sometimes you feel that you ruin your drawing or you ruin your things. Just don't feel that way. Just go ahead, whatever you did. Just like when I started this, I got this big flower and I was like, oh my god, I'm not planning this. I'm planning the small things here. But that happened and it's okay. It sometimes happen. Just don't give up. Just go ahead and keep doing it. Don't stop. The main thing is when you stop, you thought that, oh, and then you quit and you just, you know, give up very easily. Now here I'm creating some of the leaves and some of them are going other direction. Some of them are like particularly on the same leaf, but I will not um, stop doing. It's just like a way doing the another thing, and eventually it will be work for me. I'm not much concerned about how they are laying together. Just do, don't stop. And for me right now it's done, but I think I need more yellow on these things. I think I need more of these in the right away. They are not much fuller side, so I think I should add a little bit more. You can add yellow leaves on this also. You can go ahead and make all this in the blue combination, as I told you, blues and purples and reds. So this is the one thing we did, and soon I will post another video where we're gonna do another stuff with the same thing. And I just put a blob there, and I don't mind, and I will just adding a little bit of yellows here. Now for completing this card, you can stamp here or write any movement like thank you or anything, like whatever your occasion is, and then you can put it on the card base and it's ready to go. Most of the times I choose the background colors as my card base, and I will show you how I choose that also so that you can do. So here this color is very prominent. I can go ahead and choose a brighter shade of that color. Oops. So like this, and then I'm gonna put here and I will see, is it looking good? And I will see and I will choose. Maybe yellow will also look good on this, maybe pink will also look on good, or white always work for everyone. So it's totally depend on you how you want to do it and which color. Otherwise there are pre-bases, like cut pre-bases. This is 5x7 card and you can use these kind of stuff also. So here you can just put this and you can cut rest of it. So that will also do. So I stamped this sentiment with the Samus stamp, and this one is says thank you, thankful hearts. But you can go ahead and use whatever you have. You can put a stickers, or you can put like anything which is convenient for you, or handwriting is always a good option for it. I just remember some of it. So now you can stop here and your card is done. But if you want to do more, then I'll suggest you grab some kind of shimmer, and here I'm kind of putting this matching shimmery stuff here. These one is like Mozart watercolors Como Repel. Okay, so you can use whatever gel tones you have, and if you don't have, you can still get these kind of cheap metal colors, and this is from Yoshimito, and you can find them as well. I'm just putting excess there, and then here I'm kind of adding little shimmer, very subtle way. I'm not putting them much. Watercolors are having transparency in them, so everything you do, it will get layer on layer and in very transparent way, opaque way, transparent way, not the opaque way. So you can add more to it, just like that. You can stop here, or you can add these detail with the white gel pen or golden gel pen. You can add pretty much of dots or something like that. It's totally depend on you. I will show you all the things in upcoming videos also. Another video we will use the round brush and different brushes to create, but main objective is like one time one brush. Can you create this kind of effect with the sorry, the round brush? Yes, of course you can, and I will show you that also. Here I'm just adding a little bit of more fun to them. And then I'm here using this 000 brush. Now for these small things also, I'm going to show you one another brush which I have. These are some kind of fine detail brush. So this is 000, this is 0, and you will get the liner brush also, which is like a hanging a long line. Or you can go ahead and find the micro brushes for the miniature painting. And I always suggest that you should have 1 or 3 in your hand to just create different kind of, you know, looks to them. Now here you can add these color to your watercolors also to get that kind of effect. I'm not adding, I'm just putting little bit of these colors. I always suggest that you should use these colors as intense as you can rather than adding much water to them, and that will give you a really nice effect. So what I did, I just use this palette, I pick up little bit of color, I put here and add a little bit of water so that it can flow. I will not get a blob and I will get a line. If you have doubt that it will get a line or not, you can use your palette to create that line also. And then I'm just adding the small lines to these leaves. Now there are 2 layers of leaves, so where I'm adding on the top layer of leaves, or which is very visible, or I can say I'm just adding a little bit here and there, whichever is showing properly, I'm using that. So these are the kind of veins of those leaves which we draw. And how much shimmer should you add in your project, it's totally depend on you, how much you like. Now if you don't have these particular colors to match them, like I'm using green or green, you can use the another palette where it's kind of all of them are like goldens and silvers. You can use these kind of palettes also and add a silver or a copper on it. It's totally depend how you want to do it. Now I'm adding the little bit of yellow on those yellow dots, and here I'm just taking direct color and then I'm just putting them at drop randomly. And now you can see that when the light catches it, it's gonna shimmer very nicely, but still it is having that kind of subtle look to the thing. And then I decided to add a little bit of more yellow kind of winey things kind of stuff here, and you can skip this or you can use the golden if you have. It's totally depend on your choice and how you like. I'm just giving you an idea that how you can do it, but maybe you can do it differently, and that is also totally fine. So I'm just putting more yellow shimmer there. Golden will also look good. I'm not putting my brush more of the time in the main intense color so that we'll get that little bit of striky look there. Okay, and I think this is enough for me. Now some people just add a little bit splatter on it before putting this, or they can just put a little bit of paper on it and then add a little bit splatter on it. For particularly this card, I decided I will not add the splatter. Now inside also you can add another flower or more things, or you can write the sentiment. You can put the white card inside and add more of this on this card. So this card, whatever we create, is 5 by 5.5, and you can stop here watching the video. But if you want to learn that how I will create envelope for this card, then go ahead and watch me. So I just decided to choose this scrapbook paper, and it is thin, it is not very thick, because if you choose very thick paper, it will not go like fully with it. And look at it, how beautiful it is. And then we will so for this card I choose this paper and make this envelope, but somehow it got I didn't switch on the camera, so that it didn't work that way. So I will show you now. Put any size of your card here and just give little bit of wiggling room so that you can easily slide your card inside and out. This is a nearly, I think, 40 lb paper, and we are just folding and folding very carefully by seeing it, and in this way you can create any size of envelope. And then it's just a matter of time that you are just adding the glue to it. Before that, we have to snip apart these things here so that we will get easily sliding off our card. Now you can create the same way watercolor envelope also. I will show you that in maybe the next project. This is 12 by 12 sheet, and I just put everything, and now it's very easy. I'm just putting the glue. Now if you want to see that which side you want to go up, just put that side up, and then put the glue on this corner also, and then your envelope is ready. So I made the same way this green envelope, for particularly for this one, or maybe I'll choose for other one. And then you can see that this is not perfectly matching. If you want everything perfectly matching, you can cut that, or you can just cut this here just like that, the straight way, and that will also give you a nice envelope just like that. So you can just fold it here, and that is your envelope. So this is a pretty basic DIY envelope, anyone can create it. Just like, you have to just put some of folds there, and you can apply this technique for any envelope. And this is our card, and this is our envelope. I hope you like today's project. See you in the next project, where we will create more watercolor cards. I'm gonna make it series, so maybe I'll create 6 or 10 cards, I don't know. And which is kind of doing just all the watercolors. So see you in the next project. Bye bye. Until then, have a crafty life.